So it's going to be basically a catch-up episode before we move forward. We need to work out what happened while we were away. What do we need to catch up to give me a chance to make jokes about how much nonsense has probably piled up. I'm really looking forward to getting back into the conversations and the arguments. Looking at what has changed and what hasn't changed, or what still doesn't add up, or maybe adds up and makes a little bit more sense than it did before, or makes even less sense than it did before. Do keep dropping those comments, because although we're watching those skies all the time, we don't catch everything. It's quite possible you've become aware of a story that we haven't. So yeah, we do appreciate it. And as usual, of course, we're not promising any answers. We're promising questions and arguments and curiosity and, well, just wondering what on earth or what not on earth is going on.
Welcome back to Aliens Explored. It has been around about 2 years since we last wrapped up our 169th episode, plus all the specials and everything else that went on as well with Aliens Explored. So this initially is not a full episode. This is kind of a teaser to remind you all of what you've been missing in the last 2 years. And it's us. You've been missing us. Sounds like a bold claim, but we have been having emails all throughout the last 2 years saying, when are you coming back? When, we want more. So we've listened. And here we are. Very, very exciting. This episode is going to drop, I think, the 5th of June, 4 p.m. And then our main episode is going to start a week later on the 12th. Welcome back, Neil.
Thank you. Yeah, hard to believe that it's been 2 years. Doesn't time fly? And yeah, we ran for 169 regular episodes. And then on top of that, we had all the specials. So I would like to thank all those returning listeners for sticking with the show, sharing the episodes, sending messages, and continuing to send messages long after we'd stopped broadcasting, and for being part of the original run. It does feel strange, but genuinely exciting to be back behind the microphones after all this time.
Alison, did you have to blow the dust off your microphone?
Actually, I no, it's still dusty. That's my next job.
So if there's a poor audio quality, it's not my fault. It's Neil's. Not doing
absolutely, yeah. I take the neglecting my equipment.
Moving on from that very, very swiftly, before we talk about neglecting your equipment. So, whilst we have been away, the UFO UAP subject has definitely been a very, very active one. If anything, it's become a lot more mainstream, what with the congressional hearings and the recent, what's being termed the Trump dump, all the files and videos that are being released in America kind of as we speak at the moment. But it has also become, as well as more mainstream, much more complicated as well. And it really needs someone to come along, sort through it, and have a sensible discussion about it. Unfortunately, it's only us that are available for that, so I don't know how sensible
so you have to wait too. But yeah, the subject definitely has shifted in the last couple of years. We got far more official voices weighing in, so with it more official language. There's been more public discussion, more media attention, and more claims still, which still need proper scrutiny. There's still things where we think, well, I see this thing. Yeah, I don't know what it is either. So let's. I prefer to keep it as well. If we don't know what it is, let's not jump to any conclusions. But I don't want to be dismissive. That still definitely is something that I can't explain. So yeah, there's there's more noise than ever around this subject. So let's see what actually cuts through.
Absolutely, absolutely. And do you know what? It almost felt like it was unfinished business last time, didn't it? The way we just abruptly stopped. So, yeah, really, really looking forward to getting stuck into it. And of course, not only the topic has changed, so now we've got a brand new YouTube channel. We're not doing away with the audio podcast that we used to do, but we are focusing much more on video streaming, video podcasting as well. So do make sure that you subscribe to the Aliens Explored channel, like the videos, comment, subscribe, share, all the wonderful things that will help us to grow and help us reach more and more people, because the more people we reach, the better our shows are going to get. So, absolutely.
So I guess we're building something new on what was previously a foundation. So this new version of the show will be more focused, more structured, but we're able to do that because it's sitting on this foundation of all the historical stuff that we looked into before. That we'll try and keep our meandering chit chat. We'll cut that down a bit so you don't have to sit through us just catching up with each other and checking that, yeah, how's it going, mate? Yeah, fine, great, yeah. So yes, there will be a much clearer purpose for each episode. It won't be. We did tend to wander off subject a bit, and also we'll be doing monthly new episodes rather than weekly ones. So it'll give us more time to prepare, and we'll be able to make them more, I hope, worthwhile. So so it should still feel like the Aliens Explore, and have some affection for, maybe love, but just a bit sharper.
Absolutely, and we've been listening to the feedback we've had from the previous show in a lot of different ways. So we're moving. One of the biggest shifts in terms of the tone of the show is that we're going to be moving slightly away from our fixed believer versus skeptic roles, although that is our natural sort of stance anyway. But rather than leaning into that, we want to have more honest discussions, curiosity, yes, disagreement when it's right, keeping our sense of humour, because you've got to have a sense of humour about all things, but ultimately trying to make sense of some of the strange claims that are out there. Now, I have my own views. They have shifted over time. If anything, they've shifted more towards believing, to be honest, rather than skeptical. But the point is not to prove everything true or false in advance, and to come in with that mindset, but it's called Aliens Explored, and that's what we want to do, is just explore the topic.
Absolutely. I think it's a very rare occasion when we can actually prove something true or even prove something false. That there's still that element of doubt. But we will still nevertheless challenge weak claims, look into them, see if stories add up. Bad evidence. We don't actually see very much evidence. It's mainly we're dealing with testimonials and people claiming to have seen evidence, but dodgy logic, of course. People will make leaps of they'll just jump to a conclusion because they see something they can't explain. They can't just leave it like that. It's human nature to fill in the gap with an explanation. And and of course overblown headlines. We know how the media work. The press media, the printed media, were using clickbait before it was even called that. They put a big headline in there to make it read. So being open-minded, which we try to be, doesn't mean we're accepting everything. And the quid pro quo is that being skeptical does not mean that we're just going to refuse to engage and say no, that's nonsense. So I'm going to do my best to turn whatever's being promoted into an argument.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. But you'll still keep me on my toes, I'm hoping.
Oh, I will do my best.
um, some things will remain familiar, though. We will be putting out new episodes on a weekly basis, although this time on a monthly rotation.
Hmm.
So we're going to be having episodes covering a mix of current UFO UAP news. We plan to do sort of a monthly roundup of what's happened during the month that's notable. We'll still be looking at historical cases or groups, communities, people, as we did before, although this time again on a once a month rotation. We'll be looking as well at cultural reactions to aliens and UFOs and some strange claims that perhaps deserve a bit of a closer look. Now, we also plan to revisit some of our old episodes as well, but through a new sort of lens, with knowing what we know now. Has our view of the older cases shifted? Has it remained the same? Has it become even more entrenched with the new information that's come to light? So that'll be a nice look back on those as well.
Absolutely. So our first full episode will arrive on Friday, 12th of June at 4 p.m. That'll be British summertime, won't it?
Yeah, GMT.
Oh, GMT, not
Is that
GMT.
not the same as?
No,
are we not on GMT?
we're on GMT +1. It's summertime.
Okay.
So
whatever the time is,
so it'll be 3 p.m.
Britain.
GMT. So which it'll be 3 p.m. GMT, which I don't think it is anywhere except maybe Iceland.
Okay. Well, 4 p.m. British time.
Yes, and that's when we'll be covering the most important events from the time since since we stopped covering that last couple of years. So it's going to be basically a catch up episode before we move forward. We need to work out what happened while we were away. What do we need to catch up to? Give me a chance to make jokes about how much nonsense has probably piled up.
And I'm really, really looking forward to hearing those jokes, as I always did. But no, I'm really looking forward to diving back into this. It's fair to say I have missed this top. Well, I've still been keeping as up to date as I can in the topic in general, but I've really missed sort of doing these episodes and talking through them, so I'm very excited to be getting back to it, and especially with this new format, the new more visual format as well. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And of course we made so many actual friends doing Aliens Explored, didn't we, Neil?
Absolutely, we did, and I hope they're still there, or I hope we can lure them back.
I'm certain people will be, like I say, we've been getting emails saying, when are you coming back, so here's the answer. So I'm really looking forward to catching up with new people, but also catching up with old friends, but also making new friends as well along the way.
Absolutely, I'm really looking
that.
forward to getting back into the conversations and the arguments, looking at what has changed and what hasn't changed, or what still doesn't add up, or maybe adds up, makes a little bit more sense than it did before, or makes even less sense than it did before. So whatever my view on any particular claim, I do at least remain fascinated by the subject. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, would I?
Absolutely. And indeed, our viewers wouldn't be watching if it wasn't fascinating as well. But it's over to you, our viewers, that I want to turn now. So in order to help us to move forward, there are a few things you can do. Like I said earlier, liking, commenting, following, sharing our videos. That will be immensely helpful. But also, I would like you to suggest topics for discussion. post questions to us in particular. You know, I really want to start doing a segment of listener and viewer questions. What cases do you want us to talk about? What news items have caught your interest and got you excited? So do drop a comment in the comments below, or messages. You can always email us, aliensexplored@gmail.com. I promise you, we read every single comment and every single email that comes in. And if you're a returning listener or viewer, please just say hello. That'd be really nice to hear from you.
Yeah. Do keep dropping those comments, because although we're watching those skies all the time, we don't catch everything. It's quite possible you've become aware of a story that we haven't. So yeah, we do appreciate it. You letting us know. And as usual, of course, we're not promising any answers. We're promising questions and arguments and curiosity, and well, just wondering what on earth or what not on earth is going on.
Absolutely. So the key points just before we go then. So this episode's dropping Friday the 5th of June. Our first proper episode, we are back properly on Friday the 12th of June. Make a note in your calendar. Work out whatever time difference you are to Britain, or if you're in Britain, fantastic. It will be 4 p.m. British time. Whatever that. I can't even get the timings right, thinking GTM. Okay. And like I say, make sure you subscribe to the new YouTube channel as well, because the universe didn't get any less weird while we were away. So, Aliens Explored.
Neither did we.
Absolutely. So, Aliens Explored. Neil and I, we are back.
With a bang.
Until next time, keep watching the skies.
Keep watching those skies.